You're such an asshole.
It's a great day. This is the third time this happened this week alone where people have paid me twice what I quoted because they just like me. Oh, it's good when you guys pay twice the amount. That always makes Kathy smile. This is Justin again. Thanks for the previous videos that they made me laugh. I would like to propose another topic to educate young men in your audience. Since I am way too lazy and unskilled in YouTube, I thought I would pay another asshole to get the information those who desperately need it. Topic: the feminizing of young men since the takeover of the school system by female teachers. My favorite Claryism. Dude, that is the most popular thing, probably. Like, people are like, oh, I even see people tweeting out, teachers. And I didn't think it would be that. But they're snakes. They're freaking snakes. Don't forget to use the jazz hands. I'll say, it wouldn't be the same without the jazz hands. It's not teachers without the jazz hands. They just think they're so wonderful. They're helping the children. I had a buddy. I won't mention in what capacity. It was a buddy, but I won't mention what his field or career was in that capacity. But he met a lot of people, and he says, teachers always have to fit it in there that they're a teacher, because I'm a teacher. He had one gal tell him 4 times she was a teacher, and I say, you know what? I have a real job. You don't. I don't care that you're a teacher. You work 9 months a year. You've never had a real job. I mean, the same points I make. Guys, teachers, get over yourself. You're not that good. You're just not. It's not that hard of a job. It's nothing to be proud of. Okay? If you're a good teacher, yeah, we had that lady who held the standards. There's a good teacher, but you're so rare. They're so rare. Please do a video on the correlation between the number of female teachers in elementary school, college professor, dingbats and administrators, single mothers, and HR cunts that has accelerated the demise of the United States and other Western democracies. Well, to do a correlation study would take quite a while, but I will address it. I did a quick survey of the elementary school in my area and found approximately 90% of the teachers are female. This was exemplified in a new teacher orientation for nearby county that had approximately 350 new teachers and 320 were women. This information came from several local news. This is, you're 100% true. We don't need to go and confirm this. This is true. The vast majority of elementary education majors are teachers. The vast majority of elementary school teachers are women. And I don't know what it is, high school or middle school. But yes, women, almost I would say 8 or 10 to 1. Go into education as a major compared to men. So they are way overrepresented. I don't even say overrepresented because I don't care that, women will get so upset if there's male overrepresentation in the field. But if it's nurses or teachers, they don't mention that. Or if it's soldiers and mine workers and oil rig workers, then they don't mention that. The men are on the corporate board. It's like, oh, you want that job? Maybe they worked in the oil field. Yeah, never mind. Okay. Boys are not learning to be men, and we will pay dearly in the future. I think that if young men are made aware of the indoctrination, they will be able to overcome it if properly mentored. And I laughed at him. I say, boy, you are real idealistic. You are real. Because I have years' experience trying to get young men and old boys, younger men and women, to say, hey, here's the truth, here's the reality, here's advice, it's going to help you out. And even conservative kids and even kids of conservative folks or caring folks, they don't listen. They don't listen. It's one of the reasons why I try not to get too depressed, but I have to fight it. Remember to enjoy the decline. But I have completely given up any hope on young people pulling their heads out of their asses, listening to an alternative theory. And a lot of it's not their own fault. They've been completely brainwashed, but even when I run into a resistance with young boys and girls, there's one girl, I'm like, it's painful. Just painful, like, kid, here, now. Here's the wisdom. This is going to save you. And what ends up happening, I think this is what happened to me, is the teachers, K through college, but certainly K through high school, is so mind-numbingly boring to all kids. It is a mental prison, and to a certain extent a physical prison, that their brains just shut off. I am sure maybe my folks tried to give me some kind of advice in the past, but by the time I was about 7 or 8, I was just tuned out, because you are so crippled going to these fucking schools where the teachers have no fucking intelligence, no passion. They're just there to make their money. They probably resent and hate you kids. I know some teachers did. And if you got 13 years of that, I can understand why these kids are not receptive to anything. Anything. They're broken spirits. They're broken brains. They're broken kids. And so you could be right. The kid could know you. You could be cool Uncle Tom. And oh boy, and but once they get into that school, their brains do turn into mush. And nothing can get through to them. Nothing. One of the biggest problems I face is I would love to write a book for Gen Z, but they're high school kids now. They're not going to listen. They do not pay attention. It would be a waste of time. I had a much better success, or I can't say that because I've never written the book, but I would guarantee you, I would bet money that, like I caught a lot of flack for writing The Black Man's Guide to Poverty because, black guys don't read. I'm like, okay, not all of them, but some of them do. And we got actually quite a good response in terms of volume, the number of books that were ordered. I fear that if you try and sell books to young men and women, old boys and girls, adolescents to teenagers, it's pointless. It is absolutely pointless because they've just been so defeated and they're not going to listen to any adult. Even if the adult is on their side and trying to help them, and I'm like, dude, I hated school too. I know they don't. They're almost, I want to say mentally retarded. They're mentally impaired. They just are tuned out. I don't blame them. They tuned out the adults. Quite literally, you shouldn't trust anyone over 30. But unfortunately, there's a very small handful of us that are over 30 that know what we're doing, but by that time the damage is it's like saying, hey, not all the Nazis were bad. Well, tell that to an unfortunate Jew that got stuck at a concentration camp. There was just a dumb Nazi. She just voted for the party. She didn't know any better. Okay, that may be true, but after a horrific experience, I think there's no getting through to him anymore. So you're very optimistic there. If properly mentored, yeah, good luck. Please include tactics for them to use when dealing with these parasites and telling boys it is indeed a virtue to act like a man. All right, a good title to get their attention would be Grow Up Here. Let me just read through the specific. Do a video on the correlation between the numbers of female teachers in elementary school, college professors, dingbacks, administrators, single mothers, and HR guns that accelerated the demise of the United States. Well, okay. In general, these women, not all of which are bad, of course, but the vast majority are leftists. The vast majority are lazy. Because you're talking about people who are in the education, so K through college. All right. Certainly are men, professors and teachers and all that, who are also lazy. That's why you go and become a professor, because you can't do. But a statistically disproportionate number of people are women. Now, adding to the problem, or complicating the problem further for young boys to grow up and become men, is, especially during the early and very developmental years, there are no men. It is all women. I didn't have a male teacher until the 6th grade. And then 7th grade, it was middle school, we split into different boys and girls, men and women teachers. I think it was probably still skewed to women a little bit. But definitely during those formative years, it is all female. You throw in the fact that these women have been indoctrinated heavily with political propaganda in their, quote, education degree. And a conscious and concerted effort. Don't tell me. I dare any Democrat, any liberal, any leftist, any feminist to come up to me and tell me there is not purposed education in K through high school, K through college education that is pro-woman. They bring up the issue of the sexes, not sexism, and that women need it, and women. Do not tell me there is not an entire section of cheerleaders up there for women and nothing for boys. Do not tell me that is not part of education. Do not tell me that's not part of the education made. Do not tell me that that is, if not the most important thing, it seems, in education nowadays, is the color of your skin and your plumbing downstairs. Do not tell me that's not a major, if not the most important tenet of modern day education today. All right? So you have this skewed bias, and it doesn't even have to be malicious. All right? It's just that you cannot have a boy or a girl raised by one sex. You need both men and women. Women are kind and nurturing and caring. Men are disciplinarians and the punishment in the teeth of the law and discipline. They're the standard holders. You need them both. You can't have a baby fresh out of the assembly line and your dad like, get to work in the field, start babysitting, wax cars, wash cars, shovel driveways, make money. It's an infant. It's not even aware it's there yet. So obviously, men and women play vital and necessary roles in both. But when we skew it, especially when we outsource it to, forget kindergarten. How about daycare? How many men work in that industry? Again, skewed. And then, let us not all put this at the feet of women. Let us also point out the hypocrites, the cowards, the weaklings, the fakers. And that is the absentee fathers. I don't mean deadbeat dads, certainly that. But I'm talking the fathers who let this bullshit happen where they're conservative. That's what angers me the most. I can understand if you're a liberal, pansified, limp-wristed husband and father. You believe the state is more important than you guys. You guys love your religion more than you do your own children. And you have no problem sending your kids off to school or daycare because your wife and you have to get back to your also important social work careers. I see. I understand that. I disagree with it, but I understand your politics mean more to you than your children. What I do not tolerate is the conservative, quote, Republican men who do the exact same. Where wifey poo or they do not stay home and raise the kids and both have to work. And then they ship the kid out to daycare. And then the fathers never have an intervention. None of the fathers spank. None of the fathers discipline. None of the fathers have conversations. And they're not hard. They're not. I know personally good friends that I love and cherish, and they totally became vaginas when it came to disciplining their sons. And now their sons have problems because the fathers, it's not even spanking, it's just holding their sons up to standards. The vast majority of men, both liberal and conservative, are pussy absentee fathers. And that is the real, because we don't control the number of women going into pre-education degrees. We don't control the number of women. We don't control that the school system is going to hire all of them. And affirmative action, we got to give women jobs. And we don't control the nature of women. The nature of women is to be nurturing and kind and not think about, can we afford it? Well, of course we can. The rich just don't pay their fair share. The Democrats can. Just need more money. It is an absenteeism on the part of fathers, being a father, having a spine. For fuck's sake, marrying the right woman. We had 2 videos recently where they're asking about should you marry a liberal girl, and I'm like, only under certain circumstances, like they love and they have the ability, and you have to put the family first and not the government, not the state, not your politics. The vast majority of men today, they just got married because that's what it's supposed to do. I don't know, happy wife, happy life. And then they wonder why their kids come out all fucked up. And their boys are a bunch of pussies. And the girls hate them. The girls are like shaving their head. I mean, what's the guy, the Linux guy? His daughter? Oh my God, could you imagine what that's like? So, let's not just blame the K through college or pre-K through college education system. Certainly that is to blame. Certainly they're constantly hounding against men, making maleness and masculinity toxic. They obviously favor women. Throw the boys a ton of Ritalin. Don't let them be boys. I mean, they've made being a boy and being masculine a pejorative and criminal. That is what their goal is. Because once you can emasculate them and get, the millennials was a really good first shot at getting men to be eunuchs without having to cut their balls off. They was a damn good. I mean, the social engineer. You got their testosterone levels way down. The try guys, brilliant. But they're going to try and erase all. There's still people that get through. There's still, oh my God, do you know that boys try to cop feels when they're on dates in middle school? And did you know that? Oh my God, we got to put an end to that. Do you know boys want to have sex? Oh, those disgusting men, and that's all they view women at first. Oh my God, we got to kill them. I mean, one of the teachers said that all the Republicans who vote for Kavanaugh should be castrated and have their balls burned. I mean, God almighty. Again, female in academia. Well, what am I going to... We should go and rip out the women's ovaries and burn them if for the Democrats that don't vote for that? No. No. I don't hate women that much. I don't hate women. I hate some women, but not for... I couldn't do that. I just couldn't. Because I'm not that filled with hate. So yes, there is a huge and skewed bias. And again, you're very idealistic. We just get a mentor like, hey, if everybody read Bachelor Pad Economics and worth it. No. A mere book, a mere guy on the internet, even Tom Likas, cannot undo 13 years, 17 if you include college, 21 if you include doctoral and master programs. You cannot undo almost, let's say 17 years shy of 20 years of brainwashing and indoctrination. And the trillions of dollars that has been spent on brainwashing those kids. They got testosterone to drop in half for the millennial boys. What is worthless or Bachelor Pad Economics going to do to fight it? I don't have the resources. I don't have an entire education industry. I don't have the kids 9 to 10 hours a day from preschool programs to after school programs and indoctrination. I mean, the amount of time teachers spend with other people's children compared to the parents spending the children is disgustingly high. It's sad. I think I looked at it when I think teachers spend 3 times more with your kids than you do themselves or yourself over the course of the childhood. It's hilarious. Nothing can fight that. Thus, enjoy the decline. Thus, why I find your idealism very fanciful right now. But let's also be clear. This could have been stopped a long time ago if conservative fathers grew a fucking pair, had the pair they claimed they did, and actually installed masculine virtues into their sons. So if they're not going to do it, I'm not even there. I charge to install my masculinity. Father, and then a very less than one. If 1% of the fucked up boys ever contacted Asshole Consulting, I would be a multimillionaire overnight. I have to employ a lot more assholes, but I would be a multimillionaire overnight, and that would only address 1% of the population. So, this cannot be a coincidence. No, I already talked about how the education industry is skewed. Boys are not learning to be men, and we will pay dearly in the future. I think that if young men are made aware of the indoctrination, they will be able to overcome it. No, look at how many of these boys, these soy boys, you mean to say believe women. Look at that genuine pansy, that sad man, not pansy, the dupe. Look at the epitome of dupe with Patton Oswalt with the believe women. It's like, what if they lie? You got these guys believe women showing up and protesting, and they're all just these sappy soy boy type. I mean, that's not here. I got a different opinion. They're gonna call you a sexist. They're that far gone. They are that far gone and indoctrinated. There's no getting through them. They choose this. Please include tactics for them to use when dealing with these parasites and telling boys it is indeed a virtue to act like a man. The best way I have found is through women. And that is how most men come to a political red pill taking. That's how you get most of them. Because men are not interested in politics. They're not interested in economics. They're not even interested in their careers. They're interested in women. And they participate in these things to get women. Why do we work? So we can get laid and get women. Why do you claim to be a feminist or participate in politics? So you can get some hairy armpit hair tail. The only way you're going to get men in mass to wake up and have an epiphany, to have an intellectual revolution, and to shuck the brainwashing they received is through women. And the only way to do that is through showing that men need to work out, pointing out, look, you did exactly what your feminist single mother told you to do, and that was to be a nice boy. And you followed that, you helped her with her homework, you were a nice boy, you let her cry on your shoulder, and then she banged Thor. Not the guy, Thor the frat boy, who is probably a rapist. She told you he was a rapist. Oh, what a disgusting man, and she didn't like but she gave it up for Thor. And Thor didn't call her back. And now all she's obsessed is about... She actually cried on your shoulder about Thor. And Thor is a marketing major with a 2.0001, just barely enough so he doesn't get kicked out of school. But you know what Thor does? Thor works out. Thor's a dude, bro. Thor is 6 feet tall. Thor actually goes to the gym. And when you point out that women will give you sex when you are masculine, when you are manly, this isn't necessarily political, when you're not some limp dick soy boy, when you're not a sociology major, but you hit the gym, you're in good shape, you're 6 feet tall, that's where you're going to get the majority of men to say, wait a second. Because the only thing stronger, more pervasive than the brainwashing those boys get from the K through 12, K through college institution is their sex drive, which may be going down when you look. I mean, that's the other thing. When those try guys and they had testosterone in the 200s, they may, and that's maybe why a lot of these guys are just playing basement in the video games. Maybe they are truly asexual now. And if that's the case, you've lost them. There's no getting, you can't even get them through sex anymore. So we could talk about books. I could show all the statistics. I could show you all the charts. They're 100% unbiased. They're truthful. They're accurate. They reflect the real world. The labor market is not lying to us. We all know, but the issue is getting the horse to drink the damn water, and that's the hard part. And sadly, most of them just do not have the incentive. They've been so far brainwashed, and their fathers have not been around. This is the father's job to do that. All I can do is yell and scream and shout, provide some very well-scripted books and articles and links to other websites, like Rich Cooper would be a great one, Entrepreneurs of Car, Terrence Popp, Roosh V, Return of Kings. There's the wisdom is out there. Whether people take it or not is another issue. It's very classically blue pill, red pill. Are you going to take it? And most boys are going to take the blue pill, and you can't shove a red pill down their throat. So I wish I had something more practical, but I don't. I am very pessimistic about the only thing that will do this is when the economy collapses because there's not enough producers. Electricity goes out. I'm very curious to see whether masculine virtues are being, how's the feminist movement in Venezuela doing? Are they going back to being masculinists? Is it like, well, we need a strong father figure, a male role model to lead this group of people? And I'm wondering if fathers are being a little bit more respected now in Venezuela. I could be wrong. All right, that's it. Wish I had a definitive answer, but I don't. Questions, assholeconsulting.com. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.